Watch this video to learn how to do a literature review as the essential first step before conducting your own original research. The process for doing a literature review can be broken down into 3 steps: planning, determining your focus, and doing the research. This video has 3 corresponding chapters, and you can use the timeline to jump to each section if you wish. The planning process sets you up for success by determining broad guidelines of what is and isn't included in your lit review. Planning includes such things as decide what kind of content you're going to review, only peer-reviewed articles, or including other things like books, book chapters, dissertations, or unpublished literature. Decide what time period you want to review. Depending on the topic, this could be longer or shorter. Decide on what disciplinary lens you're going to approach it through. Only your specific field, or are there adjacent fields that also have important contributions? Decide what other factors might limit what you review. Does geography, methodology, research theories, or study population matter to you? You may not be able to decide all of this independently, but talk to your research advisor or your subject librarian for guidance if you're not sure. Another important step before starting to search is planning how you'll manage your citations. For larger projects, use a citation manager such as Zotero or RefWorks. For smaller projects, you could use a spreadsheet to enter citation information and notes about each work as you add it. On this note-taking guide, you can download some Excel templates that many find useful to help keep track of sources. Choose whatever works for you. After planning, in step 2, you'll narrow the focus of your literature review. This makes it manageable and keeps you from getting overwhelmed. 2 concepts are critical here: how to conduct some exploratory searches to scope out the existing research, and how to identify the major buckets or review questions to guide your later searching. Let's say you're interested in the broad topic of online learning for graduate students and what factors drive course completion and graduation for working professional students. You'll want to do some initial searching to see what's been done in this area already. You can do this in reference works for your area or in subject databases. One option for an overview of social science research is using subject-specific reference works like Oxford bibliographies, annual reviews, handbooks, or SAGE research, which can point out the most important scholars and titles. Another option is to search in a subject database and skim across multiple results. Start with a keyword search, then look at subject terms, titles, and abstracts to gather a sense of what the existing research covers. Use subject terms if you want to search with more relevance than keyword searching. For our example, you might find that there's quite a lot of research on things like the quality of instructional materials, the teaching styles of professors, or the students' use of additional support materials. Start making a concept map to identify what ideas go together and what is and isn't going to be included in your lit review. You might decide you don't want to focus your research on things from the teaching and delivery side, but you do want to focus on factors inherent to the student. Add second and even third level layers to your concept map as you hone in on a direction for your research. Your research question that you answer in your original study is going to be so specific that it's likely no other article directly addresses all aspects of it. That's actually a good thing because it means that your research is a unique contribution to the field. Exploring the existing literature in this way helps you to modify your research question if needed and ensure your question is truly original. But to do a literature review at this stage, you will likely have several literature review questions that are slightly broader than what you think your final research question will be. For example, for the topic about graduate student success and distance education, you might be looking for answers to questions such as, what factors motivate current teachers to want to seek a graduate degree? What are the graduation rates for students who are also current working teachers? What factors make grad students choose online versus in-person versus hybrid programs? Then your final research question might be something like, what is the effect of prior teaching experience on persistence and graduation for graduate students enrolled in online education programs? That question was made more specific through the process of reviewing the literature and identifying where there's a gap. Finally, once you've done some exploratory scoping research and identified the literature review questions, you are ready to make a deeper dive into the research. Your searches now need to be thorough so that you can ensure your research question is original. To search comprehensively, you'll likely spend most of your time in databases specific to your discipline. Disciplinary databases can provide more advanced searching techniques, such as filtering by date, by geography, or by study population. Almost all databases have the option to search by subject terms, which is shown in more detail in this video. A few databases allow for forward and backward searching, also known as citation tracing, which is essential to see how later researchers might have built on a significant or highly relevant article. Searching in general search tools like Library Search or Google Scholar might turn up results that are interdisciplinary or not covered well in your subject database. Finally, multiple generative AI tools are designed to help specifically with searching academic literature. See some current tool recommendations on this guide page. They can be useful for deep and cross-disciplinary searching, but be aware that you will still need to evaluate the results yourself. AI tools are not always accurate and can miss important resources or include items that aren't really relevant. As you are searching, be sure to keep track of several things. First, save the most useful search strings that you use, often just by copy and pasting the text into a Word document. Second, save PDF copies of any items you might want to use in your final literature review. Don't feel you have to read all of these articles cover to cover. Check out this video playlist for guidance on how to read scholarly content strategically, or view this guide for help on how to take notes in a way that helps you to gain understanding. This 3-step process of planning, determining your focus, and actually doing the research should help empower you to complete a successful literature review. Thanks for watching, and for more detailed help with any of the lit review process, reach out to your subject specialist librarian.